Donald Trump shows me what's politically possible. Trump shows me what presidents can do if they want to do it. Donald Trump shows me what can be said if you are willing to say it. It's not about what can't be done. It's about who has the political will to do it. I don't want to hear a peep from Democrats about nothing until they get the say what's really on their mind in regards to this country and this world. Trump doesn't care if it sounds ridiculous. Trump doesn't care if it makes sense. It's no political correctness whatsoever. As I've been saying for years, the language of politics is dead, and Donald Trump killed it. Period.
Oh my God.
Host Charlamagne the God has been hitting Dems hard.
He even believes they could learn a thing or two from President-elect Donald Trump's brash approach to politics. Let's listen.
Donald Trump shows me.
And before I do that, hold on. Uncle Brother, my fault. I didn't get your comment before on the last one. But Uncle Brother said this woman is being overly emotional and making herself look silly, unreasonable, and irrational as a result. I 100% agree. That's why I said I'm going to remove my bias, like everything. Like when I'm sitting there, I want to say like, yo, take them dumbass lashes out your eyes. Like I just want to, I shouldn't see why you brought it out of me, bro. Like I just, let's move on. Let's move on. Like I just, come on. Stay focused, Dak. Stay focused.
Hitting Dems hard.
He even believes they could learn a thing or two from President-elect Donald Trump's brash approach to politics. Let's listen.
Donald Trump shows me what's politically possible. Trump shows me what presidents can do if they want to do it. Donald Trump shows me what can be said if you are willing to say it. It's not about what can't be done. It's about who has the political will to do it. I don't want to hear a peep from Democrats about nothing until they get the say what's really on their mind in regards to this country and this world. Trump doesn't care if it sounds ridiculous. Trump doesn't care if it makes sense. It's no political correctness whatsoever. As I've been saying for years, the language of politics is dead, and Donald Trump killed it. Period.
Within the past week, Trump.
So this is an interesting conversation around this. Charlamagne finished off saying the language of politics is dead. So I had a question. Like I was thinking about how people respond to Donald Trump and why certain people are more okay with him than others, and why certain people just, it seems like no matter what, there's just such a deep hatred for Donald Trump. And I had to ask myself, and Ant said, when did this switch happen? It's been happening on the low, but right after the election, it definitely happened. But I think it happened low key, it happened when Joe Biden disrespected Charlamagne and said, you ain't black unless you vote for me. But Charlamagne was cool with Kamala Harris and her sister. So he kind of had to, or he felt that he had to push that. But let me get back to what I was saying, as far as I was trying to figure out why certain people have such a disdain for Donald Trump and why others may be open to, seeing him in a different light. And I asked myself a few different questions, and then I asked some older men, and I said, do you think that men over 60, 65, do you think that they hate Donald Trump so much because Donald Trump represents quote unquote white privilege, or the privilege that they were taught and raised that they couldn't behave like? Black men that are 60 to 60, or that are above 60 and 65, think about how they were raised, how their parents raised them, how they probably had to go through life thinking that, being told like, hey, black people have to work twice as hard to get half the opportunities that white people. All this programming, black people, you got to don't act like a black person. You got to go up to the job and you have to put your white voice on when you're interviewing. You have to do all these. Imagine having to do that your entire lifetime. Imagine having to feel that you couldn't show up as your genuine self your entire life, because you had to fit into a particular mold, because this is the type of mold that you saw successful people in. So imagine a black man that's over 65 in their entire life being told that they had to act a certain way in order to get certain opportunities. But then, and they've been doing this maybe since they were kids. So now they're 65, 70, 75, and they see Donald Trump, and Donald Trump He doesn't speak politically correct. He does everything that a black man was raised to think that they could not do and get away with. And maybe that's the truth. Maybe that is 100% the truth. Maybe black men, the times that they were growing up in, you couldn't behave like Donald Trump. Whether it's a real thing or whether it's just a fear, neither here nor there. But if you grow up with that type of mindset, when you look at Trump and how he behaves and how he's received maybe by the country and how so many people look at him in favor, maybe that's just where a lot of that inner hatred of Trump comes, because he represents the privilege that you've been told that you couldn't have your entire life. Because I look at a lot of the younger black men, how they look at Trump, and it's a totally different thing. They don't have that same deep-rooted hatred that a lot of the older black men have. So that was just a question that I have. That was a question that I have. And Charlamagne highlighted it, where Donald Trump has thrown political correctness out the window. He's going to say exactly what's on his mind, whether he feels it makes sense. You're getting the honest feedback from Donald Trump. And what's crazy is I appreciate people being honest with me. I appreciate people being genuine with me, whether they're saying things that I dislike or like. But think about our culture. Think about how we like to receive information. Think about the society that we live in now, where it's like almost, well, you have to say it in a nice way. Saying something in a nice way is more important now than actually saying the right thing, than actually getting the information across. It matters. You got to say it in the right way. You can't fat shame people and tell them that they're unhealthy. No, you have to say it you have to coddle them. You have to do all these things. And Donald Trump has thrown that completely out the window. I appreciate that honesty. But instead, we'd rather hear the pastors sweet talk us. We'd rather hear Barack Obama give us a nice speech and go up there and smile and make us feel good about ourselves without actually doing anything. It didn't even matter what his plans were. We just want you to talk nice to us. Sing us a nice little love song. Read us a nice book so we can fall asleep with a smile on our face. And then you do all these other things behind our back that we don't agree with, that we don't align with. These are the questions that I ask when it comes up. And to me, Donald Trump representing those things, that is why a lot of the population of older men, especially black men, will never be open to accepting Donald Trump. There will always be a certain amount of disdain there for him, because I don't even think it's Donald Trump. It's just what Donald Trump represents. And I don't blame them. I totally understand. If I grew up convinced that I couldn't behave a certain type of way, I couldn't do certain things. Isn't that the same thing that we see happening with a lot of women? Why do women want to pursue a lot of these opportunities? A lot of it's because you're not allowed to do something before, so you want to do it. Why did we take education more seriously right after slavery? Because during slavery, they told us that we couldn't read. We weren't allowed to read, so now we're going to read. Now we want to read. We wanted to read more then than now, because now it's just like, oh, everybody can read. So I understand the mindset. I really do. I understand the mindset. I get it. I get it completely. I just, like I said earlier, I believe that it's more of an emotion. It's an emotional connect that, in my opinion, will blind us in a lot of ways from making rational decisions. So that's where I'll leave that at.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon.